What's going on, everyone? Today we're talking about the football gathering that was completed and our brief hiatus, or lowatus, if you will. What's going on, everyone? We're here with episode number 99 of the Storm Beach podcast, talking about all things great and garbage from our sports viewing this week. What's going on, fellas?
Not a lot.
Excellent. Line.
It was a lengthy DRS moment, but I am glad on 98 runs we managed to get through and then tick another run on the board. So good work.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can keep pushing through to that century so we can raise a bat.
Took 3 overs of dot balls, but we got there.
Hey, sometimes the bowling's good.
Just a good spell. We got through a good spell. So we're in for a good episode. Some may call it the great one at number 99. Shout out hockey fans.
Oh,
Speaking of.
is that a good look?
Yeah, nice one.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool jersey.
I was a fan of the show, gave me this one. It was Zach.
The fan.
The fan.
Excellent. Your little reference to our time off actually reminded me of an additional Butcher of the Week. So I've got a couple. Yeah. But yeah, what has been going on? It's been a few weeks. Sports has happened.
There was football.
It was football. This is true.
There was footy.
Mm-hmm.
There was hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need more?
Football in it.
No, I said football already. I said football and footy.
I see.
Yeah, those are two different things.
Sorry. I thought you were referencing a different type of football.
No. Send help. Please, someone else say something funny.
All right, Matt, into your minute. You're into a different type of football. Talk to me about it.
Not football.
Yeah. There's for those of you that probably don't know, mainly Victorians, being that this is a AFL broadcast. Also our North Macedonian fans.
Mm-hmm.
There is a
shout out.
What I'm like filibustering for a minute. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm panicking up here. No, the NRL.
Written on the paper.
Newest team to the NRL, the Dolphins. Actually, incredible marketing with Get Your Fins Up. It's just incredible. I think I can probably speak for most people. If you're an adult and you see the ad and it's got, the catchy sort of lame early 2000s jingle, get your fins up, however it goes. And obviously can't see, but it's get your fins up, and then you take your hand and you just put it on your head like a dolphin fin. And, maybe it's a bit lame, but you're probably thinking that because you're an adult, where if you watch the game, anyone under the age of 10 is going bananas for it. Mm-hmm. The children love it. They love getting their fins up for the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm. Super easy. And if you don't have a hand handy, they do give out those red caps with the fins on them as well.
They do. People wear them on both hands and their head. And I don't know, obviously a little bit biased being guys that do a sports podcast, but the initial ad may be lame, but if you're a parent of the kids, the children going insane, you're having a good time because your kids are having a good time. Mm-hmm. And then as the spectator, watching a successful team and all the home fans are just going nuts. They all have this one thing where it doesn't matter what language you speak, age, anything, you can all unite by just doing this, cheesy little fin thing. it's actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see all the fans going nuts, having a good time, instead of just a bunch of like angry people sitting there in their jerseys and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know why it's taken this long. We've been joking about it for maybe 40 episodes. And how hard is it to, take something silly? It's crazy. It's crazy that the Titans aren't doing it. And it's a shame Tasmania didn't do it. We'll see what's yet to come.
Didn't do it. They don't exist.
Yeah.
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 What would you have?
Imagine if they were the rainbow trouts and everyone had little fish heads. It'd be incredible. It'd be the same thing.
Or the hat, or the yellow hats, like we discussed, like the fisherman's hats. Big raincoat hat.
You could even have like fish heads at home, and then you could have like people wearing the fisherman yellow raincoat jacket and hat at away games with little rods. Maybe it'd be nuts.
It'd be too good. But yeah, my verbal meme is the AFL being Homer looking at the barbecue kit, and he's like, "Oh, that's a nice looking expansion team. Why doesn't mine look like that?" And it's just the Suns and the Giants in a mess for 4 years. If they get beaten by 100 points every week.
I think I'd rather the expansion team suck.
Really?
Initially, yeah. It feels a bit shit turning up and being great at everything. Like, because you are like, buying any trophy at that point, aren't you?
True.
Whether that's actually financially or with considerations from the league.
Yeah,
true.
North Melbourne would be able to relate.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, one day. But yeah, I don't know. Doesn't feel right turning up and being good first season.
I guess that's true, but you're going to have to give the people of Tassie something, because if they're not very good, no one's going to rock up in the middle of Tassie winter and watch games outdoors, especially if their new stadium doesn't get built with a roof on it.
Well,
God, no.
Maybe they should script it so they only just miss out on finals the first year. So that way, like, it's positive spin. And they've won probably 8 games or so.
It's funny you point out the Giants, because sometimes I get clouded with all the new teams and you're ragging on this and that. But man, like the Giants have to be the worst expansion team in Australian sport.
Top of the ladder, mate.
No, not in terms of performance, but big sound. Witch's hat orange, and just the blatant, like the word art G. They just took a G from like 2001 word art.
Have you seen the Suns logo?
At least it's got a footy in it, right?
Is that what
it's
that
an
is?
oval shape. It's not great.
It's not good.
I would rather the G.
The G legitimately looks more modern than the Suns logo, to be fair.
Yeah.
But also, I'd like to remind you, you did say, I want to scale it back, roll it back a little to the thing you said about, kids enjoying the whole fins up thing. I'd like to remind the parents of Australia that it is actually their duty to, raise their kids appropriately. And one of the first things you should do is make sure your kids don't get into NRL. So it doesn't matter if the kids like it or not. They shouldn't be into it. Because you have to stop the cycle. You have to stop being the problem. And if we want NRL to
break
die,
the cycle.
yeah, you have to stop. So
fair enough.
That's
now,
my take.
The Gold Coast is known for obviously the beach and the sun, but also blonde people, right? What if we get the Suns to start giving out those like hat headband things that have the hair built in, with like bleach blonde hair, like Guy Fieri's hair, and then all the kids can just wear those.
I would unironically buy a visor that had that coming out of it. I think that'd be sick.
That'd be pretty great. There you go. A guy in a festive party shirt in his room came up with a better marketing idea in 5 seconds than, I don't know.
If you want to
10
go
years
cheap,
of quote-unquote professionals.
give out like a Burger King style crown, but make it like razor for the sun.
What's the slogan that goes with it though? Like maybe they should just be encouraging people to wear no sleeves, and then it's suns out, guns out.
Ooh.
True.
Doesn't work for nighttime games, but like,
I think it still work.
I don't think get your fins up works either, because the fin's always up. It's not like it fucking retracts.
Actually.
Unless you're a sad orca in American SeaWorld and they topple over from depression.
Yeah, we have good SeaWorld here. We kept the name, but they do conservation or whatever. It's marketing mayhem.
The bleach blonde wigs is pretty cool. That'd be great. That would be
pay
exactly
$20 for that.
Yeah.
Everyone goes into like a makeup booth and they just get like a bit of blush on them, so they look sunburnt, and then with bleach blonde wigs, and they're just there turning up the UV rating in the crowd. Everyone's just slightly red with blonde hair.
Maybe we should whip up our own.
Ooh.
We should have got those opening round Suns visors.
That'd be pretty cool. If you could get a crowd of at least five minimum would be pretty sweet, all with the bleach blonde.
Yeah, I think you need at least 5 in the crowd to be noticeable.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Keelan and I have already been on TV. But
yeah, fucking Matt's not even been to the footy this season.
It's only round 4. There's time.
It's fucking, bro, including opening round.
There's been 5 rounds of football.
There you go.
Round 0.
All right, so we can buy the official 2024 New Era visor from Sun Shop for $50.
Yep.
And then appropriate some kind of... I don't know if we'd be able to buy a pointy blonde wig off the shelf, but we could just do mullets. Mullets would be easier and more current.
This is true. Just have the like the old Rasta hat with dreadlocks built in costume wig. You just have Sun's visor with mullet built in.
Yep, Sun's mulleto. I've already got 2 blonde wigs at home. So
half work's done.
We could just take $50 cash to the merch shop on the weekend.
This is true.
And actually do Tempting. More on that on Instagram on Saturday night.
Who are they playing this week?
The Hawks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, what have you got an idea of what your advice would be as a marketing gimmick for the Taswegians and the Devils?
Oh, man. I don't know. It's so sad to straight up call them the Devils and then, I don't know, just have the same pathetic shtick, the same colours, the little T in the Tasmanian outline. You got to scrap the whole thing.
Start fresh. I mean, they could do like a, tumours up. The devil tumour is a widespread issue down there. Quite everyone knows about it.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
That's such a tough sell.
They can maybe get people to buy Savoloys with way too much tomato sauce, so they have like a lot of sauce around their mouth and do the tumours up, so it looks like they're just like bleeding around their mouth the whole time.
So messed up. You got fans in the screamer section, like shaved heads, little chemo props and whatnot.
God damn.
What are we going for? I don't know much about tumours. Are they all cancerous? Or can they be non-cancerous?
I think there's non-cancerous ones.
Yeah. So that would only add to the marketing problem. Yeah, I don't
I've
know.
opted for visual humour here on a mostly audio-based medium.
Jump over to the YouTube.
Yeah.
Read out the link to the video.
I've been looking confused and disappointed for the last 45 seconds.
But anyway, should we move on?
Yeah, you got anything funny?
No.
Fuck, tough that, isn't it?
I thought I thought we replaced it.
No, okay, we did. Yeah,
with the fins.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
We can butcher some things.
Yep.
Nice.
Let's do it.
All right. Who wants to start this week's unofficially sponsored Insert Butcher Here, Butcher of the Week?
I can give it a crack.
Okay.
Mine is from Footy on 9. And so they have a segment called What Caught My Eye. And TJ, the older host of the show, clearly got one of his staff members to create it for him because he had a spiel and then a different clip played. So
That's pretty good.
And it's mostly my butcher because they actually used the phrase "he butchered it."
Well, there you go.
So, but yeah, he did that on television. So it's good to see that, we're not too far behind regular broadcast media in Australia.
We're on par.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that that assistant was probably fired, not him.
Yeah. Well, he's got tenure because he's been there for so long, right?
Yeah. Get rid
Professor
of the
of
ghostwriter
footy and
instead.
such.
All right, Matt, you got any butchers?
I guess it's technically a butcher, but I definitely think it's way more on the funny side and a bit of a glimpse into Australian sporting culture, perhaps. But during the second or third quarter of possibly the Suns game, one of the broadcasters was just not at work. And when he came back and they go, hey mate, where you been? He's like, you could audibly hear him eating. He's like, I just ducked down to the canteen to get my snack.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to, when you get put on the spot, you can't think of something that represents what it's like to be Australian or Australian culture. But it would definitely be a professional just not doing his job because he went to get something to eat from the food stand at the game he was working at. Whereas, I don't think we have any American listeners, but I imagine based on the clips of how serious those guys take their sports shows, if you even sneeze during a telecast in the NFL, I think that's it. You just lose your job.
You're done.
Yeah, I did see, who was it? It was, I think, Kane Corns speaking to someone else, like one of the other broadcast sort of guys on TV, saying, if we were in America, a long kick, like the commentary of long kick down the wing to a mark wouldn't cut it. They are pretty different over there. But I would like to see, like, it would be nice to have like home commentators and away commentators for each game.
Oh, it'd be so cool.
Ones that don't have to pretend to be unbiased.
Yeah.
Give me the option, but don't replace the current one, because I really love like Premier League commentary. You know, they'll just sit there quietly for 2 minutes if nothing interesting happens.
That is wild.
It's just so good. Sometimes you just get to sit there and watch people pass the ball without even like hearing someone else talk.
Mm-hmm.
And at 4 a.m, sometimes that's what you need.
To the food thing, I listened to most of that game and then watched the last quarter. Listened to it on Grandstand, the only place to listen to the AFL. And they had Mick Malthouse, who was in there, former coach Mick Malthouse was in there. And one of the guys, I think, might have been like Corbin Middlemass, kept throwing to him as Mick was trying to eat a chicken burger that he got during the break. And they were like, "Oh, here comes Mick now with everyone's food," and he walked back in with like a cardboard box. They're like, "Mick, where'd you get that?" He's like, "I don't know. It was just down there. Someone handed it to me."
That's awesome.
Why don't we get people bring us food?
Yeah, I know, right? And yeah, they kept cutting to him. And he's like, "Yeah, thanks for throwing it back to me while I'm trying to eat the burger. Burger's good. Chips are better." Back to you.
Like footy chips. Footy chips are better than the burger. What ground was this?
I guess so. The one at
somewhere in
Mount
South
Barker,
Australia, I guess.
The Adelaide Hills one, which isn't actually an oval most of the time, apparently. I think it's curated.
But the one that's really narrow?
Or
is that the one that is the exact same dimensions as the MCG, someone said?
They love bringing that up.
I think it was the one that was exactly the same dimensions as the MCG, I believe. Because I think Norwood was the one that was weird shaped.
I heard many things about one of the grounds, and they were like, "Yep, this one's the exact same width as exact same size as the MCG," and then someone's like, "Yeah, it's just a little bit smaller than the MCG."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Roughly the same width. All right, shit. According to Google, it is busier than usual there right now.
Huh.
There you go.
There was a solar eclipse in the States, and someone found out. Okay, yeah, I'll wait till you bring it up.
No, you go. I haven't written it down. You go.
Oh, just talking about Google stuff, there was a direct correlation of as the eclipse passed over from state to state, about 2 hours later, there was an absolute spike in Google searches of "why do my eyes hurt?"
I saw that meme, and then I hopped on Google Trends and verified its legitimacy. It's fact. It's exponential. It's wild. People are stupid.
I hope no one loses their sight.
Yeah. I checked it it was 2 days afterwards that I saw the meme. So by then I could also see that the search result had trended back down.
Yeah.
So I think everyone's fine, thankfully.
Hopefully.
On the solar eclipse, just quietly, the solar eclipse peaked at 4 minutes and 28 seconds into the whole ordeal. So it took 4 minutes, 28 seconds, for the whole thing to be eclipsed, which exceeded Aaron Rodgers' playing time with the Jets last season by 2 minutes and 54 seconds. MetLife Stadium, not even once.
Oh, God. Oh. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But at least it's good to know that Americans follow the example set by their leaders. Never forget the footage of Donald Trump in 2017 staring into the eclipse that year with no glasses on, just like full squint.
Was it ScoMo that had the
welding
mask on the top of his head? Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking Muppet, dude.
Oh God.
Legendary.
Never forget. I have a couple. I've banked up a couple of butchers of the week. The one for this week, the most current one, was the 4-point dunk attempt by the Chicago Bulls, whether that was today or yesterday. one of their players got a steal and went for a self alley-oop off the backboard lob, and his teammate Andre Drummond came up behind him and thought it was a lob to him off the backboard, and they both tried to grab it and dunk it at the same time, like front to back. And
front to back,
and they like a spooning dunk situation with 4 hands on it, and needless to say, they rimmed the dunk and missed, and the first guy fell on the ground.
Sorry, so just to clarify, 2 guys spooned, and then they rimmed.
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty funny, but it's 100% the fault of the self alley-oop guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a team sport. It's what are you doing?
You're on a breakaway. There's 2 teammates behind you, and you go for a self alley-oop off the backboard.
It's outrageous. The spirit of Nick Young lives on.
It was someone who I didn't recognize as well. Just trying to get his 15 minutes, I guess. But
yeah,
could have been a really cool highlight. Massive, classic Shaq in the full moment.
They thought they were going to get on whatever that ESPN show is. What's the sports week or week sports?
Yeah, something like that.
Sports this week.
Yeah, instead they ended up
This
on
week in
ridiculousness
sports.
with Rob Dyrdek.
Yeah. Any other
Or
butchers?
equals 3 to all the
Equals 3.
to all the old
What a
people.
throwback.
He popped up my feed the other day, dude. I was like, "Holy fuck, you're alive!"
I don't know how YouTube worked at the start, but I wonder if he's a bit like the first Bitcoin guy. And as big as his channel was, he made like $12 US. But he was the first guy to ever make money on YouTube.
Well,
maybe
surely Rob Dyrdek had to pay him for the idea of running a clip show, right?
Do you reckon he
Or
had
it
to
could have been
pay
the opposite.
America's Funniest Home Videos for the idea of running a clip show?
Nah, don't be silly.
What a genius idea. The first guy to think of American videos. Just
He's pretty smart.
What if people sent us content?
In 2013, he had 2 billion channel views.
Holy.
That's crazy. Because YouTube was like 5 years old then.
Yeah.
According to CelebrityNetWorth.com, he's got a net worth of $10 million.
Oh,
Yeah, he probably would have made
Good for
decent
him.
money.
yeah, maybe it was the opposite. Like, because they were so new, they were just giving out like $3 per view. It's like, let the good times roll. When
If
people
you
found out.
You search Ray William Johnson, it comes up with obviously equals 3, but also such comedy gold as Annoying Orange.
That needs to stay in the past. Forgotten.
I'm just surprised Smosh doesn't come up, if I'm completely honest.
I think Annoying Orange in the future is going to be like blackface gollywog shows. And people will be like, I don't know what we were doing.
But for different reasons, I think. I'm just kicked something.
example. It's not a good comparison.
Yeah, no, horrible comparison.
One's just bad comedy. The other one's just blatant racism.
Yeah, to oranges.
Yeah, 6 in one, half dozen in the other.
Oh. All right, hit us with the other butcher of the week so we can quickly get out of here.
Yeah, sure. I took a trip down to Canberra a couple of weeks back, and while I was there, went and watched friend of the show Ben Teckers play a soccer match. Some sort of
Sorry, what, soccer or was it?
it was football in it.
No, thank you.
Association football match. Some knockout cup game thing, and it was to my pleasure as a carry-on only person. So I had Thin Jumper, the coldest night
Canberra.
that Canberra had for the year, to like start their cold weather, which was sick. So I was there with Bentek's mum. We were watching, cold and windy. Team goes down. His team goes down 2-0. I was like, don't worry, Mrs. Bentekers, 2-0 is the worst lead in sports.
Sorry, the Mrs. Bentekers. Sorry, too good. All right.
Yeah, I told her about the worst lead in sports, and she was like, okay, I guess we'll see. And then just after halftime, his team scores 2 rapid-fire goals. So all evened up 2-2. About 60 minutes in, Bentek is off with cramps. Not great, given I was there to watch him. Their team then goes down. What was it? No, I think they stayed equal at 2-2 at full time, and then we obviously went to extra time because it was a cup match. That being said, Bentekers had been out of the game for 30 minutes at this point, and we had at least another 30 minutes of match time to play because of the way extra time works, 15 minutes each way. Bentekers' team goes down 3-2 early in the first half of extra time, and then down 4-2 in the second half, early in the second half of extra time. Then there was...
What'd you say to Mrs. Bentekers then to reassure her that it was okay?
I don't think it really works here, but at least we'll get out of here because it's cold. Because we won't have to hang around too much longer. Actually, I missed one point, which was the Butcher of the Week, but I'll go back to that. The opposing team gets a red card, so they're down... Actually, they got the red card before the 4th goal, right? So then they score with 10 men versus 11. Bentekers' team scores 1 goal to make it 3-4. And then they managed to get an extra sub because they'd used all their subs because everyone went down with cramps at some point, it seemed like. But because it went to extra time, both teams got an extra sub.
All 22 players went down.
There was, I think...
Goalkeepers and all.
At least 10 players across both teams had cramps and were down at some point.
Athletes, the lot of them.
The last remaining sub on Bentekers' team was their backup goalie, which they had to put in extra time. And lo and behold, he comes in with this massive through ball and sets up the assist for the tying goal in extra time. So then we headed to penalties in the freezing cold, and they lost whatever it was.
Oh,
yeah, they didn't do a great job at pens.
No,
I managed to tune into the broadcast just for pens, and it was disappointing.
Yeah, the opposing team had all their young fans in behind the goal, which seemed to be, an unfair advantage, chirping the whole time. But happy to get out of there eventually after watching an hour of Bentekers play and then an hour and a half of Bentekers not play. Just watching these randoms play soccer in Canberra in the cold.
Oh,
that'll be the last time you take one thin jumper to Canberra.
Yeah, absolutely. It was sweat. I was sweating as I got on the plane on the Gold Coast. Had my jumper in my bag because I knew it was going to be cool. And then I was like, oh yeah, it'll be okay. I didn't account for the wind.
Now, I'll completely defend that position because it's so easy to underestimate when you spend maybe even 2 or 3 years in Queensland because you take, you're not an idiot. You go, I'm going south, whether it be Canberra or Melbourne, and you think, I'm going to take my warmest jumper, the one that I can't wear. I wear it 2 days of the year because you just start sweating. But the wind down there is different. It's like piercing wind.
It was very cold.
It cuts through that jacket like you might as well be there with no shirt on at all.
Windbreaker in it.
Pretty much. I ended up having Bentekers' Chelsea jacket over my lap to keep my legs warm because I had chinos on and they weren't doing the trick.
Just to clarify, is that the one he keeps listing on Facebook Marketplace and no one buys?
No, he returned that. He was looking to see if someone would buy it off him before he had to pay to return it to the UK. But yeah, he ended up paying to return it.
Oh, that's tough.
But
genuine Chelsea jacket.
To make a short story long, my butcher of the week is the team member from Bentekers' team who came on from the bench was in receipt of a red card, straight red worthy tackle, which was studs up into his shin. It broke one of the bones in his leg, this poor guy. So he was on the field for a bit until they got the stretcher, and then they put him on the sideline for like 15 minutes. No space blanket or anything. He was just on the stretcher in pain. And then they brought him over to the locker room and put him in the locker room. There was no paramedics in attendance. There was no first aid kit with green whistle or anything like that for any pain relief whatsoever. And he didn't want to have to pay for the ambulance to the hospital. So the poor guy had to lay in the dressing room with a broken leg until the penalties were finished. This was at the 70th minute of the match. He was well and truly there with a broken leg for over an hour after, by the time the game was done, so someone could drive him to the hospital. I was just like, dude, the insurance and registration you pay to play will cover the cost of the ambulance. Just go to hospital, please. And he was like, no. It was awful.
That is wild. What's the point of paying subs if there's no paramedic?
Yeah, it was bizarre that there wasn't any, that I thought it was anyway, that there wasn't any, given it was like a, knockout cup sanctioned game. It was at like a school oval on an artificial turf field, so that's why the cramps are so bad. But they put him on the stretcher and then put him on the sideline for like 20 minutes in the freezing cold, nothing on him. And then when there was a big stoppage in play, they carried him back across the field and put him in the locker room.
First aid officer at fucking D-League basketball games.
Yeah.
And there's green whistle too. Like I've seen someone that did their ankle real nasty, got the whistle.
Yeah, you think in the storage room of the school sports oval, which also has like a canteen attached that they were operating, there would be a first aid kit with that stuff in it as standard.
No, don't be silly.
Do
they give him a sausage roll from the canteen at least?
I don't think so.
Fucking weak, dude.
Yeah. Not great.
I'm really glad you told that part of the story after you had complained about sitting there cold.
Yeah. I was cold, and I felt awful for him because he was just lying there on a stretcher on the opposite side of the field.
Shaking, hearing his femur fucking
rattle
bounce around in his leg. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Terrible.
All right. I've got no shit list except for KO Sports.
Standard.
Yeah.
I also don't have any movements.
I'll touch on KO later because I've written it into my recap.
Okay, great. All right, let's get into AFL time on a little bit differently, shall we?
Oh, I don't have a button for that. I've only got... It's not very loud, is it?
Yeah, good enough.
Nice.
Excellent, thank you. Now, due to our hiatus, we're going to do a mini round recap. Each of us is doing our team's game recap, and then each of us have also written a headline for every game of the round. So we'll compare our journalistic skills, I suppose.
To varying degrees of accuracy with... That's as far as I'll go, sorry.
Yeah.
Should we do the headlines first?
We'll just go game by game, surely.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right.
Game one was Adelaide versus Melbourne.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, all right. The Crows invite the entire AFL to town so they could watch them get embarrassed at home. D's by 15.
I thought you were going to go for like a cuck angle there.
I really was going to. I was so sold on it, but I couldn't figure out how to make a cuck joke in like one sentence.
Yeah, fair enough. Matt, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Okay. Will Tex ever score a goal again and see the Crows on top? Quoth the Raven, nevermore.
I didn't expect to hear Edgar Allan Poe.
Pretty good, yeah.
Man of culture over here, dude.
Very good. All right, I've got Bailey wins award for best Fritz with his deviled blackbird sausages in South Australian snag meetup.
Oh my god,
That's pretty good. That's really good. I think you won that one.
Not gonna lie, that one took a bit of rewriting just to get it right.
Yeah, that was worth it though. You started very strong here. I'm glad we're not scoring these.
One of the better ones for sure.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to go last in any of these because it'll be a sad way to end.
I'm happy to go last for the next game.
Yeah, should we do the headlines first or the?
Yeah, I think just
recap.
run through the headlines.
Sure.
Well, Matt can recap it instead of giving his head. Do you have a headline for Lions North, Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do a headline for Collingwood Hawks. I just did a recap.
Cool.
You could
That's
come
fine.
up with one on the fly, which could also be funny. So headlines and then
let's
recaps?
headline it.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I've got escaped lion runs rampant in South Australia, killing 24 roos.
Nice.
Yeah, accurate. Very accurate.
Definitely closely tied to my one. Keelan?
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, you go. I want to hear how close they are.
New large carnivore introduced to South Australia completes the objective of culling lame roo population.
That's so good.
That's really good. That's going to be tough to follow. But I put down, what did you expect? Which is what I mean with I've got varying levels of journalism and accuracy in these headlines. Because while that is accurate, it's not really journalism, is it?
That sounds like something that would be put out on like the team newsletter. That would probably be called, like the North Melbourne Shinboner or something like that.
Or a Shinboner's Tales, a weekly newsletter.
Essendon, Port Adelaide.
Essendon to take a road trip back to Melbourne as their Boeing bombers lose power in Adelaide.
Not bad.
That's very on brand, that one.
On brand, timely with current aeronautical issues.
I've got Jeremy Finlayson banned for 3 weeks for a homophobic slur during Port's demolition of Essendon. In other news, a new study has shown 100% of homophobes are closeted homosexuals.
I went in on Finlayson too because it just seemed so easy and fun.
Yeah, it was so easy.
But I definitely bent it a little bit. But Essendon failed to take the port, just like the Japs and Darwin. Can I say Japs? Redacted. Finlayson.
God.
Surely that is... Google's, is Japs a racist term?
It doesn't feel good to say.
No, it is considered a racist slur by many, alleged.
It's not really said by the younger generation, right?
No.
It's like
Considered
saying
racist slur by many. Article written by blue-haired white woman.
Actually, though? Because, is it not the equivalent of saying Aussie, though?
It is.
All it is shortening the word Japanese.
I guess so.
I don't know.
But
if they're offended by it, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a step worse than Yanks in the same sense of it potentially being derogatory. But I'm sure any Japanese person now would just say like arigato and move on because they're so polite. Thanks for recognizing me from the rest of Asia.
I think if I was American and I got called a Yank, I'd be very offended.
Yeah, exactly. But, because they're mostly white, it's not as... I don't think it's a slur, per se.
Yeah, true. Whatever.
All right, next game. Swans Eagles. Swans pairing goals like a resident sommelier. Fucking hate this word. Sommeliers in Adelaide Hills. Verdict: nothing pairs better than gather round and a much needed win.
It's pretty good.
I've got the Eagles started strong against the Swans before remembering they were already committed to earning consecutive first picks in the draft.
I've got bird on bird violence. Surprisingly, not bad. Which I don't know. It's not clever or anything, but I thought the game would be way more one-sided, brutally one-sided.
Yeah, given I think the Eagles led at halftime.
Yeah,
which was troubling for some.
It's a surprisingly accurate summary of that game, given the words you used. Freo versus Carlton.
Ooh.
I'm happy to go last.
I've got well, the usual suspects.
Nice. Mine's pretty mid, so probably sensible I go now. The lid is truly off down Lygon Street as the Blues edge out a narrow defeat against Flagmantle.
That makes me actually. I didn't like that. Those are real words that were said on the day.
Yeah.
Oh man, can you believe we edged out that win?
Yeah.
All right. Doc is run aground in Adelaide. Radio issues hamper navigation as the Fremantle team continues to hear nothing but smash hit from the Veronicas, untouched on repeat, broadcast by VFL Rescue Boat, Victorian Free Kick League Rescue Boat.
Holy shit. That's a masterpiece.
Oh, no, sorry. That one. It's that one. You won. You win.
It just kept going.
You won the episode. I'm not going next. I can't follow that up, even with a different game.
That's tough. That's tough to follow.
All right, I'll do my one for the next game. Cats vs Dogs. Geelong fans provided urgent medical care as tight finish with Western Bulldogs cause spike in blood pressure and reduces Cats fans to 8 lives.
Nice. Mine is so average. In the Classico of Cats versus Dogs, Riley Sanders played both sides of the game to earn himself the Rising Star nomination. The young Bulldog earned a clearance in the second period, took 2 bounces and realised he was going the wrong way. Which, might have been funny for me to watch, but it doesn't read as well as it looked. Mm-hmm. Sorry, everyone at home.
2 bounces the wrong way. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he was so committed, and then he looked around and realised no one was chasing him.
That's brutal. I've got El Clasico Battle Royale, Los Gatos y Perros. It's not the best. I know what it is.
What does it mean?
It's just cats and dogs in Spanish.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I feel better about mine now.
Fair.
Suns v Giants. Look, I'll do it. Things are looking bright on the Gold Coast as Dimmer ditches the Vets, paying dividends in their defeat to the Giants. The Orange team too good on the day, but the Suns' young guns showed up and proved they will be dangerous.
Pretty good.
I couldn't make a joke about this one. It's just a nice game.
Straight off the back page of the Gold Coast Bulletin.
Yeah. Don't tell our listeners they can't afford the bully.
sun sets on Sleepy Giant.
Oh, I thought there was going to be more.
Mount Barker, Australia, and Kandahar, Afghanistan, linked by the discovery of orange-topped giants who terrorise invading forces.
A WMD joke?
I mean, sort of. There is the Kandahar giant who the US allegedly lost one soldier to, and then they killed and it got taken off in a helicopter, never to be seen again.
What? Like a big tall person?
Yeah, like a 13-foot giant.
Oh.
He's hanging out with the Sasquatch now, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that's for. Like military AFL history fans.
Dude, you make that joke, but your thing is military AFL crossovers. You fuck.
That for me, that sits like I don't know, third article in National Geographic. As you know, archaeological find.
You've gone past the pretty cover article.
Yeah. Okay, what have we got? Richmond
v
Saints.
Saints.
Saints pull off miracle in Norwood, resurrecting their season with Christ-like comeback in third quarter. In other news, St Kilda man discovers image of Ross Lyon burnt into his toast on Monday morning.
That's so good. What do they call those columns? Like local people interest or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. That's so good. I've got yuck.
That makes mine seem a whole lot less original, if I'm honest.
It's simple, it's biting.
All right, well, I've got who cares. So great minds think alike.
Yeah. That's so funny. Every article Isaac's had has been incredible, and this was the first, like, you would expect it on the local community bulletin or something. That's so good. How could you not think that, though? I'd rather watch a West Eagles game. I just...
Well, yeah, that game was actually exciting. So...
okay, the last one. Pies Hawks.
I'll make it up.
Okay, I'll go first and you can think.
Thank you.
Magpies avoid taste of their own medicine with a late swoop from the Hawks, an unsuccessful attempt at stealing a shiny 4 points.
That's pretty good.
It lines up with the law.
Yeah, it's I've got sometimes the villain wins. Very in the same vein.
Sam Mitchell invents time machine to put Blake Hardwick up front at the start of the game.
Not bad. Oh, man.
Which actually segues into my my recap pretty well, but I guess we'll go back to the Lions North then.
Oh, no, carry on. Why not?
No, it doesn't make any sense. The timeline.
Man. Well, we didn't have a prize at the start, but I think
Isaac won. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't even remember which one for. Which one was my favorite? I think.
It had to be the Carlton one. That was immaculate.
That's probably my favourite. A few of them have pretty like a good amount of levels to them.
Avicii.
Yeah, probably that one. And then I do like the, even though I've played the joke out before, the Bailey Fritz one.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
good.
that one was nice.
Devil
all-time.
Blackbird sausages.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, on to the North game.
No, sorry. I was watching you look for your recap on your screen, and it just gave me massive Microsoft Teams meeting vibes run by a boomer. Just like, sorry,
Hold on, let me just pull this up.
Where's my meeting notes? Sorry, Sally, do you have the agenda handy?
Hold on, let me
Look around your screen like this, dude.
Let me just get this on my main screen.
Oh, sorry, I forgot my reading glasses. It's open on my laptop. How do I get it onto my monitor?
How do I share this again?
How do I share my screen? Oh, not that screen. Oh no.
I think that's how I look doing comedy. I'm scared to look at anyone for too long.
I thought
the trick is to look slightly above everyone.
Oh,
yeah. That's what I do on stage, because everyone just thinks you're looking at people behind them. Even the people at the very back think you're looking at people behind them.
Even though they're against the wall.
Shut up.
I'm sorry to say, but I'm not sure many people are looking at you at the back on the drums.
No, shut up. Stop it. Everyone,
you could look anywhere and no one's making eye contact with you.
Come on, man.
You're behind three bodies, banging drums, seated behind three bodies, and he thinks people are looking at him.
I just want to clarify. I have played on one very awkward stage, which was everyone in a line. No, everyone in a line, and the stage was this far above crowd level. It was a step above crowd level. People could stand right in front of me. I was like, this is the worst fucking thing I've been a part of.
That's so weird.
Yeah, especially because you can't hear, like I think Styx was at the other end of the stage. I could barely hear what he was playing.
You're standing there like an album cover playing. Yeah. Everyone's just in a line.
Yeah. It looked good in a music video, but fucking hell, it probably sounded like shit.
For laughing at Matt, I thought originally you were going to be laughing at the same thing I was laughing at. Once he found his notes, the pain in his eyes of having to relive this match.
It's not great. There's going to be a lot of bitterness. I'll tell you that.
All right, send it. I believe in you.
All right. Going back 2 weeks, North Melbourne copped more abuse from the men in green than a child on Epstein Island. 6 100-metre penalties were awarded to the Blue Men. Big VFL. Nothing to see here, folks. And how was it that the dominant Fremantle team lost to the Blue Men in round 4 last week? If you answered through perfectly legitimate, inconspicuous rulings, you'd be correct, according to Big VFL. The point is, when you get your feathers ruffled, you can either roll over and die, or you can pick yourself up and come back stronger. Sadly, North Melbourne somehow found a third option in a feeble attempt to stand back up, slipped and broke their neck, quadrilising themselves in front of the nation. No offence to people who lost all feeling below the neck through unfortunate circumstance. What North did was dive headfirst into the shallow end of a pool. Brisbane utterly humiliated the Kangas with a 70-point defeat, kicking a total of 32 attempts, 16 on, 16 behinds. So to say the damage could have been much worse is, I don't know. The Lions are pretty terrible themselves, which hurts just as much because of the devastating loss. And for the real footy fans, Joey D kicked 5. Even Eric showed up, as he always seems to do against the Roos, scoring 3. Sheasel had 35 disposals. Pretty good. Hope the young fella keeps his head up because it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. Oversized baggage, 36 disposals. Tom Power with 15 tackles and Cherry with 9. Pretty good to see. Final score, Brisbane 112, North 42.
Nice. Pretty good.
Some oversized baggage, Hugh McCluggage.
Yeah.
It was.
Pretty good.
Just for anyone that was brand new to the AFL before this episode, I just thought because that's like a 3-step deep joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty good. Oh. Now, I have a grievance to air with this match, and it's not to do with the performance of anyone, but, Eric Hipwood, shout out to him, 3 goals, 2 behinds. So, he got his misses in, like usual. But
well, did he get in his misses?
Oh, interesting. Grievance here that I'm sure was felt amongst many punters over the weekend. Lachie Neale at 3/4 time had 27 disposals. Lachie Neale finished the match on 27 disposals after coming back from, a bit of an ankle soreness. They just decided to sub him injured just to rest up for the last quarter because they were so far ahead. And as someone, and I'm sure many other people had, Lachie Neale over 29.5 disposals. pretty not happy when it was 3/4 of the way through the match, or 3/4 of the way through the last quarter. And I was like, maybe I should check how many he has. Still 27, little red riding, sub-injured. Great.
Oh, man.
That's what you get for gambling.
Yeah.
Bet with your head not over it.
You win some, you lose more.
Think of what you could be buying instead. I think that's enough anti-gambling slogans for the next 3 weeks. So
pretty good work.
Yeah.
All right. We rolled back out to the Adelaide Hills to gather ourselves on a sunny last day of the gigantic round for the Expansion Cup. The Orange team showed why they are the biggest and the best in the competition early. The captain, Toby Green, leading from the front with the first goal of the match before his teammates added another 2 to make it 3 in a row for the straight-shooting G-men. I'll just say, if they could just kick some behinds, friggin' 5 goals straight for the first quarter, not happy. The Suns fought back with contributions from Jed waltzing into his first goal in the AFL footy. While you wouldn't read about 2 players kicking their first goal in the same match, let alone 3 of them, Ethan and Sam keeping the game clohessy with their first goals in the show. While the return of the Mac, Andrew had 16 intercept possessions down back. The Gold Coast put up a spirited effort, praying that the King of Kings' 3 goals and Flanders' 29 diddly disposals could lead them to salvation, but the Suns were going to need the help of the Father and a Suns' goal and 33 disposals and the Holy Spirit to get past the Western Sydney Goliaths. Unfortunately for the Suns, the Giants were too big up forward, led by their captain Green with 5 goals, Hogan with 4 and Brown with 3. And Stephen was nearly doing everything on the paddock, the former skipper kicking 2 goals from his 27 touches to go with 6 tackles and 10 inside 50s. The Giants remaining top of the table and blocking out the Suns' hopes of sneaking back into the top 8. Gold Coast Suns 13-11-89. The G-men 18-9-117.
You're going so well, and then you hit that G-man so hard.
Dude, Mac Andrews was something else.
Huge.
That was so exciting to watch.
Brownie points for slinging Toby Green to the ground as well, even though it gave away a free kick and a goal. Worth it.
Yeah.
He was dumped in the tackle, which probably should have been a free kick, given Toby Green got fined for it afterwards, but,
Yeah.
You get one when you're playing that well.
Yeah.
And then he backed it up immediately with that really spectacular one-hand mark running backwards. So cool.
He had some very nice ones.
And the mark he took to save the goal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There was a few of those on the weekend.
I feel like he had
right
like 10. No, sorry, not 10. I don't know the number, but he had like... He had moments which are like... oh wow, what a, look back at the year, remember that one moment? He had like 3 or 4 of those in the one game. So cool.
Pretty good. Now, other than the Giants 5-5 in the last quarter, which, shows the dominance they had at the end, they were ridiculously accurate. They were 13-4 at three-quarter time. You're never going to beat a team like that. It was close.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm happy with, obviously not happy with the outcome, but it was expected. But I'm happy with the performance, given that there was 2 goals by the Giants when the amount of time left in the match wasn't even showing on the Foxtel broadcast anymore. There was that little time left. So, knock 12 points off the 28 is possibly a more accurate reflection of the score.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of those things where it's like, I think you still have to put the context in where Giants are premiership hopeful.
Yes.
Whereas Suns are still only finals hopeful at this rate this season.
Exactly.
So
Definitely.
I think it's an excellent performance from the Suns.
A moral victory, if you will.
Oh, nah, shut the fuck up. But, seven changes from last week's squad. I mean, obviously one of them's Mac Andrews coming in, so that's a given anyway.
Yeah.
So that's 1 for free, and then 6 changes, including, 3?
3 debutants, 2 of them kicking goals, and then Jed Walter kicking his first in the same match as the other 2 as well. So, pretty good.
No complaints. Future's bright.
Yeah. Chloe Hesse had 22 disposals with his goal.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah, okay.
That's the way they were saying it on the radio, so I assume so.
Can't trust that.
Yeah. Most disposals in a game by a Suns debutant, 22.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Given Matt Rowell was tearing it up, a few years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't even much for everyone else, was it?
No. Scoring goals and everything.
All right. Pies Hawks. Let's just hit it. All right. After a slow start on the scoring front from the Hawks, probably thanks to Mitch Lewis, Luke Bruce, and Nick Watson being injured. Sorry, just thought I'd get the excuses out of the way nice and early into this one. Dimmer got sent up front, which I've never heard Blake Hardwick being called Dimmer until this year.
No.
And it's wild to me that it's everywhere. Everyone's calling him Dimmer now. So I had to... Yeah. So sorry for any confusion. I'm not talking about coach of the Gold Coast Suns. I am indeed talking about Blake Hardwick. He got sent up front and then casually bagged himself 4 goals, 3 of which came in 1 quarter, which is a lot for a man who has only ever scored 3 goals in a season before this game. Moore was on the board as well with 3 majors as well for the Hawks. And then Pie turned Hawk Ginnivan, who funnily enough received a mixed reception at the ground, scored 2 for his new club. The Pies did Pie things. Bobby Hill danced around the forward 50, but didn't bag any snags. Veteran goal scorer Maya Check bagged 2, and new recruit Lockie Schultz also left Adelaide over with 2 sausages and bread. DeGoey was running DeShoey for the Pies with a goal, 31 disposals, 6 clearances and 7 tackles, and his midfield mate Tom Mitchell logged very similar numbers as well. John Newcomb was back at his best for the Hawks. Anyone missing Tom Mitchell at the Hawks would have felt at ease after seeing Newcomb log better numbers. Suck it. Including more clearances and more inside 50s than the vet they had sent packing 18 months ago. Technically, infinite more inside 50s because Tom Mitchell seemingly didn't enter the 50 once. He had approximately 30 disposals, all of which were 1.5 meter handballs inside the centre square. Impactful. It was the Hawks that surged late in a very Collingwood-esque late comeback attempt, with beautiful team goals and heroic pieces of play coming in the 4th quarter. One particular goal came from Carl Amon kicking the ball to no one in the middle of the ground. Commentators and myself immediately questioning the decision, but he was obviously playing 4D chess because Chol won the ground ball amongst 2 or 3 Collingwood players all converging on him. He dived, and pushed it forward into the Hawks 50. Blake De Bruyne Hardwick then hit the perfectly weighted ball off the ground to Dylan, who had the crowd asking for more, as he bagged his 3rd for the game. But alas, the late heroics that had me sitting very erect in my bed was not enough for the Hawks to get over the line. Sorry, when I say erect, I mean just quite upright. Nothing untoward there. Collingwood might have won the game, but the Hawks are coming for them in round 19. Just you wait. Pies 11-11-77, Hawks 11-6-72. And as I alluded to earlier with KO Sports, the game was so good that 30 minutes after finishing the game and after me locking my phone and putting it away, KO thought it'd be a great time to resume the broadcast all by itself. The excitement of the finish just too much for KO to handle staying quiet. Which has happened multiple occasions recently, which is why it's not a butcher, it's a shit list.
Oh,
like, literally.
Multiple times.
Yeah, I put... I can't remember where I was driving from, but I was driving somewhere and I put KO on because I couldn't remember how to get to what radio station was on. And I was like, fine, I'll just put KO on and, not look at my phone. It'll be face down on the seat. Mm-hmm. And then, I stopped where I was going, got back in the car without playing KO and got home, and then KO started again. I was like, oh, okay.
Always watching.
Thanks. Yeah, always watching.
The dimmer thing is so funny. It's like, it makes me think of like Grandpa Simpson. It's just like the kids were calling him Dimmer, which was the style at the time. It's like no one's ever called him that. But like what you said, I know how you feel when everyone is saying it, and you just think like you feel like a crazy person.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, when did this happen? There was a meeting that you missed or something.
Yeah, sorry, I missed the team meeting this morning. I'm in a chat, which I think I mentioned before, with the cousins in Victoria, and at the end of this game, I received a screenshot of Apple Maps from a family member who follows the Pies. He got directions from his location to AFL Grand Final, and then screenshot that and sent that to the chat, just to rub in that the Pies won.
No class from a Pies fan.
I told him he was jealous and that Hawks are on the way up and Pies are on the way down, and he sent me a photoshopped Yu-Gi-Oh spell card called Take the L with The Rock doing this. So I got rightfully put in my place. But yeah, it was a good game. Would recommend watching the mini match if you like football, footy.
It was a good game. Definitely.
Yeah.
The main problem with radio in this part of the country is if you happen to find what channel ABC Grandstand is, you're sure as hell getting the NRL broadcast. So you always have to listen through the AFL app or the ABC app.
Okay, well, I will keep that in mind for next time then to use the app.
Yep. Now, I am squatting on a potential headline / thing to use for a recap for another game at the Gabba, if it goes poorly for the Lions, but we'll see if that pans out this year again. But I had written one in my head for after that when they lost to the Pies up there.
Make sure you write it down.
Oh, it's well and truly in there. Not going to forget about it.
Okay, sweet. Should we move along?
Yep. Quick bit of news, as was alluded to earlier. Jeremy Finlayson, 3-game sussy for homophobic slur. I believe it started with an F. The F slur, if you will.
That's not even fucking creative, is it?
No. Not great.
Weak.
But, 3 games, but, if Alistair Clarkson can call someone a cocksucker and just get away with a fine,
it's because that's more creative.
Equal rights, equal lefts. He's not saying it's a bad thing. He's just stating fact, perhaps.
One of those is a slur. The other one is a action word.
another news, David Swallow has now played at 22 venues while playing in the AFL, the most in AFL history, which is pretty wild. Mixed in there
Including
is
China.
Townsville, China. He's been everywhere. And it turns out that the Bulldogs blindfolded goal kicking practice that was sent around prior to the other round may have paid off as they kicked 14-7 versus Geelong. Now, I don't know if it was actually goal kicking practice or not. It was just players kicking with blindfolds on. But, still unconventional.
The meme stands.
Yeah. May have paid off. Classic. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball sort of training.
If you can kick a goal in and with a blindfold on in an empty goal square, you can kick a goal towards Geelong fans who will sound about the same.
Yeah, exactly. So, bold strategy. It paid off. Shoe-in recap.
Yeah, that was 2 dodgeball references in one move there too. All you had to do was dunk it home with cotton at the end of it, and you would have been absolutely cash money.
Shoe-in recap. Matt had the Giants who won by 28. Keelan had Brisbane who won by 70, and I had
convincing that, isn't it?
I had Port who had a nice win of 69 points.
Nice, dude.
It is now, I think it's 4. Yeah, I've got it down below. Sorry, I put it in the wrong spot. Both Matt and Keelan are on 4 points and I'm on 3. Nice. Keelan has jumped back into the lead with the largest aggregate margin of 142. Matt's on 132 and I'm on 61.
Suck it.
Oh. Hopefully it doesn't come down to... no, you do want it to be neck and neck. I don't want it to be neck and neck.
I do. Could you imagine if it comes down to the grand final?
Oh.
Yeah, imagine if it came down to the finals again. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, maybe next season we'll have to all pick ingredients for the drink before someone
That's a good idea.
We could all in theory drink.
You're picking your own poison.
Yeah, push ourselves off the cliff, if you will.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
fair enough.
That might be interesting.
All right,
especially if I lose this year and have to drink it, then the concept's finished. We've all drunk it at that point. So, yeah.
I choose Pepsi Max.
My 2 ingredients: Pepsi Max and ice.
No way, I had the same.
I'm pretty crazy.
Crazy. Oh, look at this. I've picked ice and some lemon. All right.
Tuna.
No, please. Not tuna again.
All right.
Not again.
Let's tip.
Let's tip. Tips out for the boys.
Thursday evening, we've got Melbourne and Brisbane at the MCG. I've got Melbourne. Melbin. Melbourne.
Just getting the app open.
Back in the hoodoo to, remain strong.
Yeah, I also actually back the strong team to remain strong here too, as well as the hoodoo.
I don't know, Brisbane had a big win last week. Could be back.
Against some mediocre opposition, I'd argue, actually.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Sports bets, tip and match insight. Their tip is Brisbane head to head at $2.80.
To be fair, they do want your money.
They do. Alrighty.
Melbourne. It's got to be Melbourne. It's got to be
22.
I'm only going to take 9.
I've taken 8, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bookies have it at minus 15.5.
Idiots.
So somewhere in the middle.
Bet the under.
Not on this podcast.
All right. Jumping over to Marvel on Friday night. Bulldogs, Bombers.
Whose home game even is it? It's at Marvel. But
probably the Dogs.
But they both like it there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I just say the Essendon double stripe sash Guernsey, ugh, awful. You don't need to make it different. No one else has an red stripe.
Oh, the red with 2 black stripes.
Yeah, whatever it was, double.
Yeah, it's nasty, dude.
Weird double stripe. Terrible.
That's made by Under Armour as well. I had faith in Under Armour.
It's a damn shame.
They sell their home jersey in a long sleeve, which looks fucking shocking.
Does it have the stripe continuing across it? Like, does it go up on the left shoulder and down on the right arm? That would be so dumb.
That would be so unusual.
That would suck.
That would be very not good. But I'm picking the Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like the Dogs, and I don't like Essendon. It's a pretty easy choice.
Simple equation. All right, let him out. First game of the year at the Honey Hole. Manuka Oval. GWS St Kilda.
It's the Giants.
It's the Giants.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
St Kilda are currently where they belong outside the 8, and they will continue to exist outside the 8.
True.
As the Gold Coast people are gonna don't skip ahead. Sorry.
Carlton, Adelaide at Marvel. Oh, wait a minute. Something's not right there.
A lot of games happening at Marvel this weekend. Yeah. There's not even a game at the G that day.
Interesting.
I take Carlton.
Yeah. If the trend of the past 2 weeks continues, it's a sure thing.
Yep. Melbourne people aren't going to be happy. One game this weekend at the MCG. They're going to be ropeable. But it's Carlton.
It's because Marvel is closer to the casino, isn't it? Or definitely is.
Yeah. Unless it's like predicted for rain, and they're like, let's just move this one indoors.
It's a good shout. I mean, Taylor Swift's not in town this weekend.
That's a fact.
So
that's true.
There's no reason to book out the MCG for a concert.
Yeah. Big round next week. Carlton first, GWS, who will, both be undefeated, I guess, at that point.
Realistically, yeah, they will be.
Okay. At People First Stadium. Boots on the ground. Suns v Hawks.
Suns.
I'll be
Definitely.
there. I've got the Suns. Yeah. Which is why I'm considering wearing my Suns polo. I also don't particularly want to be sitting in the Suns members area with opposition shirt on because
smart move.
I hate it when other fans do that.
Yeah.
So
Sam did ask me. She was like, "So who's going?" I was like, "Just me and Keelan so far." And she was like, "How do you guys, get on at the footy when your teams play?" I was like, "Well, Keelan's relatively civilized and he's smart enough to know not to sit in the members area and yell for the other team, unlike other fans that come to the Gold Coast."
Collingwood fans, eat your heart out.
But yes, it's the Suns. Back on track.
I might have a clap or two if fucking, if the boys absolutely rope them through. But I'll clap both ways.
You just split Guernsey half and half.
Fuck, that gather round guy with all the teams on his shirt hurts me so much. Yeah. But it's
pretty good, but
it's good natured.
Yeah. If the AFL did what like the NFL does and just have like an all black like jacket or something and it has the logos of every team on it, I'd have one.
That'd be all right, actually. I'd have to remove the Essendon one, but besides that, I think it'd be pretty all right. Yeah. Yep. So Gold Coast. We're all on Gold Coast, are we? Yeah, okay. Port Freo?
In Adelaide, Port.
Yeah, it's Port in the battle of the V's.
Yep. V off.
VTubers.
Matt, who have you got? Port or Freo?
I'll take Port.
Good choice. I think might be a bit of a echo chamber this week, he thinks.
Feels that way, sadly.
It's feeling like a very easy shoe-in week. There's a lot of games on, $2 differences between teams. Mm-hmm. So we're all going to fall over. But Geelong, North Melbourne, the game we can't shoe in.
Yeah, at the Cattery.
Yep. Dude, it's blue and white stripes against blue and white stripes. Wowee.
Terrible.
It's the Cats. They're paying $1.04.
Yeah, it's the Cats. At least that makes a lot of other shoeable games.
0% on North Melbourne currently.
You could be the 1%. Be the change you want to see in the world, Matt.
No,
just takes one, and then another.
Just to confirm, you're going Geelong then?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then finally, we have West Coast at home against Richmond, which is actually interesting because if West Coast play how they did against Sydney in the first half,
very winnable given Richmond's injuries.
But also if Richmond play how they did against Sydney the other week.
True.
Because I'm pretty sure they had injuries that game as well.
They did.
I'm going to go with the bookies because I'm worried I might fumble the bag and look like an idiot by tipping West Coast.
It's better playing it safe, especially in a West Coast game.
Funnily enough, I don't think I'd want to shoe in that game, though. Not because of West Coast, but because of Richmond at this point. Would not want to do it.
Sure.
Yeah. Speaking of shoes, I guess, Isaac, you're up first.
I am. I will take... It's going to be nighttime, but the UV rating will still be extreme. Suns at the bank.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
All the way. SUNS, Suns.
It's not a great chance. All right, Matty.
Oh, man. Probably the Giants at the Honey Hole.
Another good choice. Matt's going back to the well, back to what works. The Giants again.
Yep.
The third time this season.
Pick the margin, 28. I'm going the Blues, the Navy Blues.
Ooh, the sure thing.
Lids off! Dude, I Googled where does lids off come from, and then a website came up at the top, and it's called Where is the Lid Now?
Right.
And it's just this dude writing an article about Carlton. He's like clearly a Carlton fan. And it's just hilarious that that's what comes up. Sorry, it's not called that. It's called The Lid, and its current location.
Does it have just like two statuses of location, like on or
no,
off?
It's like a fucking essay, dude.
Right. Fair enough. No snag baggers currently. We might wait until teams come out tomorrow, perhaps. So we won't have any for tomorrow's game. But if we throw one together, it'll be on the socials again.
That is Storming the Beach on all your favourite platforms.
Including Rumble and or Truth Social.
I don't know if you're serious. I've never been on any of these platforms. I don't know if you've ever been on any of these platforms for real or not.
We have videos on Rumble. What are you talking about?
What's the truth?
That's
Trump one?
Trump's one, yeah. We're not on Truth Social.
Oh, we're not on Truth. We haven't been invited yet, have we?
No. Although we could corner a market. I can't imagine there's many AFL, podcast pages on Truth Social.
If we're honest, a podcast called Storming the Beach would probably go down awfully well on Truth
We could
Social.
get a very big following quickly, and then they'd realise it's not not what they're after.
Oh no, it's Australian-based sports. All right, yeah, cool. Lo-Fi Girl is the second featured channel on Rumble, so it is basically YouTube.
Nice.
Rock and roll then. Let's that's all for AFL. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
And we're almost at Matt's deadline.
Yep. You want to whip through your football in it news?
Yep, you ready?
Football, innit?
It's really heating up.
True.
That's all I got.
I had a stat that I caught a screenshot of for the Champions League.
Oh,
I believe.
I don't care about the Champions League.
Well, I do. Hull and Madrid.
Oh, shut the oh, because you got money on them, right? Okay, yes.
And they're playing Man City.
Yeah.
This was before this morning's game. All of the stats are still true, thanks to draws, because they obviously drew 3-3 this morning.
Yep.
Real Madrid haven't lost in 13 matches, unbeaten in 21 home games. Man City haven't lost in 25 matches, unbeaten in 12 away games. Both stats, all four, still true.
Another wild one would be the Rodri stat, where he's got to be going on just over a year of not losing a game.
Far out.
Yeah. Because like 2 weeks ago, was that like 360 something days.
Far out. He's the, opposite of Ben Mackay.
Dude, he's copping strays, bro. But yeah, I mean, 2 massive draws in the Champions League this morning. So football wins.
Setting up big second legs for the viewers.
Oh, there you go. As of the 29th of March, Rodri was 366 days undefeated over 61 games and 5,000 minutes of football.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's including national team, seemingly.
Fair enough. And I don't know, shout out Ange for getting back into the top 4. Big Ange.
Oh.
Back in it.
I mean, Arsenal are top of the league or whatever right now, but they're still not favourites according to Opta's supercomputer. So we'll see how that goes. Surely Arsenal stumble, City fall off, and Liverpool take the league. So Isaac can, I don't know, afford to. I don't know. You could do so much if you win that.
I could do heaps.
Yeah,
I could, win some and then lose more.
This fucking guy. But yeah, there's literally 1 point in the top 3. So it's wild.
Pretty wild.
Please watch football. It's very much alive. And then we've got Europa League on Friday morning for Liverpool, so I'm very excited.
Yep. All the way back. Absolute odds-on favourites for that. Liverpool. $1.90.
For Europa League?
Yeah. For Europa.
$1.90.
Yeah.
$1.90 odds to be the first team to make Bayer Leverkusen lose a game this season.
If they could finish that out and win, that'd be great.
That'd be. Oh, you mean the league?
Yeah, or both.
Do you have money on them?
Who, Liverpool?
Oh, I thought you meant Leverkusen.
No, oh yeah, I hedged a little bit on them for Europa League.
Oh,
early days, but
you bastard.
I've got most on just enough to cover myself, so I don't lose more. I just win some.
That's what they got to teach you on those ads when they hit those slogans: win some, lose more. Unless you hedge your bets and do the math.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Should we?
What if another team wins that's not those two?
Then it's me at the end of NHL season last year, and I just cry.
Speaking of, Rangers are going to win it all. All right, that's it. That's it for sports news.
All right, let's flip a coin.
Yeah, someone else do it. My computer likes to freak out.
Well, Matt might have to do it because it's my pick.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Matt.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm worried Matt will accidentally leave the call.
Keelan temperature today?
Ooh, it was lovely. It's
beautiful.
getting much nicer.
Yeah.
It was 27 top, but it's already dropped to 21 at my house.
Excellent. And it was significantly less humid as well.
Makes a difference.
What's the site that we usually use?
Lipsim U. This episode brought to you by.
Nice. All right, we're there.
Then you go to the bottom of the Riverside FM. You press share screen, and then you can pick just that particular Chrome tab.
Life imitates art. Us memeing on him before about, Boomer. Here it is.
Do you want me to let you know how to do it
Jump
again?
over to the YouTube to figure it out.
It's just hit me with trying to reconnect to make sure you have a stable internet connection.
It won't let me share for some reason.
Oh, there we go.
I think it's because it was trying to connect there for a second.
Yeah.
Try again now. For a podcasting platform.
Yes. We're off.
That say, just record with us. It's totally seamless. There'll be no issues. We've had an awful lot of issues.
Yep.
This is my official apology for my audio being out of sync the other week.
Okay.
Wasn't my. Oh, dude, look, ads for the Europa League.
Oh, good. Targeted ads on the Storm in the Beach logged in browser.
Oh, it actually is. Wow, yeah. Low key. Liverpool obviously win the Atalanta game, but fucking West Ham are going to get hammered by Leverkusen just quietly.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty.
It's been a couple of heads in a row, so we know what's due.
Head.
Flip whenever you're ready. Tails.
Oh.
Beautiful.
You hate to see it.
Matt, what was your headline for the... Oh, my God. Jump over to YouTube to see, I don't know, The Matrix. But yeah, sorry. Matt, what was your headline for the Collingwood game? Sorry?
Sometimes the villain wins.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I'm 21 and 12 lifetime, 54 and 44 as a team.
It's not bad.
God,
pretty good.
This fucking guy.
Pretty good. All right. Thanks, boys. That's it.
Just quietly. No, this isn't for the viewers. This is for you guys. Don't leave the chat because it will erase everything. All right, stay in here. That's a little bit of back end action.
How the sausage is made.
Home,
jump over the YouTube and see the guts of the sausage real quick, and then listen to this. All right.
Be like the Jamie Oliver children who see the chicken nuggets get made and then still want to eat the chicken nuggets.
The disappointment in his face is so satisfying.
Play the clip. No, we don't have the
his
clip.
Soul is crushed.
Yeah.
All right. See you next week.
All right.
Cheerio. Off.